हरि। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतः क्लेशनाशाय श्रीगोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Dear devotees, with the grace of the Bhagavan Sri Krishna, divine blessings from the Guru Maharaj, and little knowledge about the Bhagavad Gita. Today, after almost a 3-month gap, basically it was in October, we are coming back again on the Bhagavad Gita talk. And then hopefully from now, we will be continue to understand the Bhagavad Gita. Before we go into the chapter reading and verses reading, today we just going to be refresh ourselves, revise ourselves, and we will understand the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. When we talk about the essence of the Bhagavad Gita, that means that cosmicness from the universe which comes within, that is unbelievable. Why I am saying unbelievable? Because the people who read the Bhagavad Gita, after learning the Bhagavad Gita, after learning the implement that principles of the Bhagavad Gita in the practical life, they will understand the power of this cosmicness. But if you only read only for the sake of the reading, then you don't learn, then you will not understand that cosmicness of the Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself has says his heart and his soul into the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan Sri Krishna's heart, Bhagavan Sri Krishna's soul into the Bhagavad Gita. Now, when the Bhagavan Sri Krishna's heart and soul into the Bhagavad Gita, then there is no question about it. We cannot feel the cosmicness. The day you start feeling that cosmicness in your life, you will see the beauty of the Bhagavad Gita. Because Bhagavan Sri Krishna has said, Karmanyeva adhikaraste. The fight in this world is all about adhikar. What is my right? And that's where the whole entire Mahabharata started. What is my right? Dhritarashtra says, my right is, I am supposed to be a king of the entire kingdom because I am an elder brother. With some reason, he could not become an official king. His younger brother took over. With some reason, the Pandu has to go into the forest, and then the Dhritarashtra become a caretaker king. Then after the Dhritarashtra's son Duryodhan believed that is my adhikar, my right, because I am the son of the king, so I will be and I should be the next successor of the entire kingdom, adhikar. While that Duryodhan and Dhritarashtra forgot that the Dhritarashtra is only, condition was that time was only caretaker king. But that become adhikar. This is my right. That's why Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Karamanyeva adhikarasthe. Your adhikar, your right is to perform the karma. That is your right. You have adhikar to perform the karma. What kind of the karma you performing? That is secondary part. Each and every second we perform. Today, I'm sitting here, I'm giving the lecture on the Bhagavad Gita. I'm performing the karma. That is my adhikar. I chose to read the Bhagavad Gita. I chose to give a lecture on the Bhagavad Gita. Adhikar. Karmanyeva adhikaras. But second line, when the Bhagavan Sri Krishna says is, Ma phaleshu. Ma phaleshu. You have no right to expect the result of that karma which you have performed the way you want. That's why I said essence of the Bhagavad Gita and cosmic power of the Bhagavad Gita, you only can understand when you live with the principles of the Bhagavad Gita. Very few people live that type of the life. Mahaphaleshu. I don't expect anything. Even remember one thing. We are the human. Even we eat the fruit, even we eat the food, we expect that food should be a nutrition food which gives my body a strength and power. Otherwise, we don't. The things which we do in a life, everything, even morning, even the daily routine, there is expectation behind it. Expectation that when I come home, my husband or my wife supposed to be welcome me. Expectation. My children supposed to be successful. My life at the work, I am supposed to be superior. Because I am doing that much work, I deserve to be a superior. Expectation. But to understand the essence of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Ma phaleshu raja. Don't expect. And that is why I am saying, to understand the Bhagavan Sri Krishna, we have to understand the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. Beauty, power, cosmicness of the Bhagavad Gita. And that cosmicness only comes when you have a accepted, adopted, and implemented the principles of the Bhagavad Gita practically in your life. Accepted, adopted, and implemented. These are not words only, these are the reality in the life if one have to learn the Bhagavad Gita. First is acceptance. The acceptance means accept that there is a Bhagavan Sri Krishna's heart into the Bhagavad Gita. You have to accept that. Existence of the Bhagavad Gita you have to accept first. Otherwise, you're not going to believe what has been written inside. That's why it's acceptance. Then adoption. You accepted, okay, yes, this is, but have you adopted? That, okay, there is a Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Because adoption is very important. Very few people adopt the principles of the Bhagavad Gita. Maybe with circumstances, you may accept that there is a Bhagavad Gita, there is a Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Accept, because there is a group of the people are forcing you to believe, and you believe and you accept it, that there is a Bhagavad Gita. Then the second stage comes, have you adopted by heart? Something which is you have to think about it. Because that's where the life is. That's where the life is. And the last one is implementation. The principles of the Bhagavad Gita, implementation practically, realistically in the life. And that is something which is difficult. And that's why Bhagavan Sri Krishna has given us this 18th chapter. So in the life, first things first, you accept the situation and circumstances. Because everything is not in your hand. Everything is not in your hand. Everything cannot go the way you want. Everything or everybody cannot behave the way you want. That's why I said, adhikar. The life fighting is adhikar. Because we force ourselves on somebody, that I have a right on you. You must do the way I want you to do it. You must talk the way I want you to talk to you. You must behave the way I want you to behave. You must react the way I want you to react. The moment you force your adhikar on that other person, that's where your mistake starts. Many parents in these days has become mature, but to a point, they force them child, because I'm a parent, and because you are my child, you have to do what I told you to do. Adhikar, showing your authoritarian mindset on the child. Same with the husband and same with the wife, same with the friends, same with the colleagues, same with the everywhere. Manager showed his authoritarian power onto the juniors. Businessmen show the authoritarian power to the entire company. Husband show the authoritarian power onto the wife. Wife show the authoritarian power to the husband. Father, mother show the authoritarian power to the children, and the very same children show the authoritarian power on the parents in the later of the age. Cycle. adhikar. Where the Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, accept. The first you have to analyze the circumstances, situation. And you have to accept the circumstances and situation. And Bhagavan will make you wait till that the way you want. Doesn't mean that Bhagavan will give you the what you want in the seconds. It was Panda who has to wait 15 to 16 years before they become an official king of the entire kingdom. 16 years, I'm saying 16 years, but maybe it is more than that. They have to wait till that. It's not because Pandava wasn't powerful. If it is a war is the end, they would have done the war well in advance. They would have win everything. They would have asked, "Bhai, chalo jao. Duryodhan, jao. Dhritarashtra, jao." They would have done all those things. That's why Bhagavan Sri Krishna says time. Everything have a time, place, very important. Remember one thing, you are not a weak. Your time and your circumstances are weaker. And that weaker time, if you show your little but dhiraj, means patience, and then understand the planning of the Bhagavan Sri Krishna, your life is changed. Your life is changed. Bhagavan Sri Krishna teach us an essence of the life, beauty of the life. Expectations and acceptance, both are the different. Which actually mix together. Our expectations are so much higher that we accept that whatever we expect from the people, that's supposed to be happen. And that is the one who lead into the wrong direction. Second, adoption. Maybe you have accepted the circumstances, but have you adopted? Adoption. Typically, our old movies and in these days, all those TV dramas and everything, typical situation between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. So under the circumstances, the mother-in-law accept a daughter-in-law but don't adopt. Accept circumstances because my son brought somebody, I must accept it, okay, as a daughter-in-law, it's fine. But does not adopt. Okay, that person is my daughter, not daughter-in-law. Because if you adopt that person in your family as a daughter, then it's become a daughter. But we only accept it as a daughter-in-law or son-in-law, not as a son or not as a daughter. That's where the breaking starts. Acceptance versus adoption. Because under the circumstances we accept many things. In South Africa, under the circumstances we have accepted that there is a load shedding, it's permanent. But have we adopted? Can't adopt. While the Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, whatever you accept, you adopt. Very important. Whatever you accept, you must adopt. Because the moment you're going to adopt by heart, then you're going to implement. If mother-in-law accept daughter-in-law as a daughter and adopt as a daughter, then definitely the implementation means that day to day life is going to become much easier because the treatment will start as a daughter. Vice versa, same thing, if a daughter-in-law accept the mother-in-law as a mother, accept, adopt, both sides. I'm not saying one side, it's a both side. They have to accept and adopt, both sides. Very important. Circumstances can change. Adoption is very important because the moment you adopt that relationship, then you're going to implement the relationship that level. In this life, we accept, but we don't adopt. Because we don't adopt, then what happens? We do not implement. This is why Bhagavan Sri Krishna, as I started with that, acceptance, adoptions and implementation. Anything in life, anything and everything, every single second, every single action, every single things which we do in our life is surrounded by these three: acceptance, adoptions, and implementation. Very important. And that's why if you accept the Bhagavad Gita, then you have to adopt and then you have to implement principles of the Bhagavad Gita. Once you implement the principles of the Bhagavad Gita, means that once you implement the things in your life after adoption, then you will see the essence of the importance of that personality, that person, that relationship, that circumstances, that things. And once you feel that essence in practical life, by implementing those principles in your life, then you will feel that cosmicness surrounding. Once you start feeling that cosmicness surrounding, then your life will be full of the joyful. Lots of joy is waiting for you. The problem is we don't feel the joy because this chain has broken. Acceptance, adoptions, implementations. Then after essence, cosmicness, this chain is broken. Then we don't feel the joy. Because we don't feel the joy, we don't enjoy the moment in the life. Every moment is very important for us to enjoy. We do not enjoy because we don't feel the joy. We don't feel the joy because there is no cosmicness involved. There is no cosmicness because we don't have an essence of that moment. Because we don't have an essence, our essence don't have it because we don't have implementations of the adoptions of the acceptance of the situation. Reverse. 1 to 10, 10 to 1. This entire chain is connected to each other. Very important. Somewhere around a corner, that chain has been broken. The moment we connect those small, small things to each other and we make the nice, beautiful chain, I'm telling you, there is no complaint in life. Life is beautiful. Bhagwan Sri Krishna has given us such a beautiful life, and then we are only wasting the life. Why? Because other side of the life which is we living, where we have complaint, we have problems, we have difficulties, we have and in the same time we have many things to face it. Now, obviously, life is not easy and smooth. And let me tell you, without problem, there is no life. Without problem, there is no life. And this is what we have learned from our scriptures. I can name entire list who was in the life. And we are remembering them. Hey, we are remembering them. Shabari, it was difficulty, but it was an enjoyable life for her. Raja Harishchandra, Dhruv, Prahlad, Sudama, Pandav, Vibhishan. Bhagwan Sri Ram himself and Bhagwan Sri Krishna himself. If you look at the life, one side they had a full of the joy, and other side there was lots of problems. But that's life we remember, and we actually remember them life, and we remember them till today. Other side, Duryodhan, Ravan, Shakuni, Kans, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashapu, Shishupal. They had a life, luxury life, beautiful life, powerful life, painless life. But in what category we are remembering them today? What category we are remembering them today? Very important to understand these differences of the life. In these days, we break down ourselves because let about pain come, let about sorrow come, let about problem come. Oh, okay. I am in stress, I am in anxiety, I am in depression. Arey bhai, just try to understand how much stress and how much difficulties and how much problems 50 years ago people who used to live them life they has to go through. I'll give you a simple example. Today if you go anywhere, traveling, you reach 7 o'clock in the evening, 8 o'clock in the evening. Some cities you reach 9 o'clock in the evening. When you go to the hotel or accommodation place, if you're hungry, you want to eat the food, what you will do? You go to the app, order this, whatever food you want to eat, it will deliver to your doorstep, wherever you are. How much easy life you have it. Very same person, 50 years ago, not even 50 years, 30 years ago, if he reached 9 o'clock in city and if the shops are closed, what do you do? That's why they used to carry the food with them all the time. Patkos in South Africa says patkos. Difficulties? You haven't faced it. Anything in these days, you press the button, everything at your doorstep or fingertips. Press the button, things is there. Whatever you want. You have to have a capacity to ask. Life is much easier than before. So why is the problem? If the life is easier, then why is the problem? Because our ambitious is higher. Our expectations is much higher than our acceptance and adoptions. In the same time, our ambitious so much high than our capacity. We must understand this. Life supposed to, if the life is easy, then we supposed to be free from all the pain and sorrow and problems. But today every second person will complain everything. Every second person will complain about the life. Ask anybody, are you happy? What that person will tell? He will tell, yeah, I am happy, but that but. Why there should be a but? Because your life is easy. You ask today, for example, you watching me live on YouTube and Facebook. 20 years ago, it wasn't possible for that. To listen this kind of the lecture, you have to go to physically into the Katha Mandap or Mandir or lecturer who gives the lecture, who organize the lectures. Some places you have to pay the ticket for it. Some places you have to book well in advance. Those circumstances was there. Some places you have to wait the rishi and sadhu and the sages and lecturer to come to your town or village to listen them. Today you press the button, whoever you want to listen is on your screen. Life is easy. If it is life is easy, then why we have a complaint from the life? Ask this question, because Bhagavad Gita is all about the question. Why there is a complaint? What has changed? Technology has changed. Facility is much easier. Just imagine in your mind, compare yourself in 10 years ago life and 10 years later life, what you did not had it and what you have it. You used to be more happier that time than now, but what has changed? Change is higher ambitions. Uh, Simple example I will give. Leave the 10, 15, 20 years ago stories. I'm talking about 5 years ago. 5 years ago. On our cell phone or in our house, we used to get 2 GB data or 3 GB data a month. 1 month. 1 month, 3 GB data we used to get. And then we all used to survive in that 3 GB data. Everything, whatever we was supposed to do, we used to do that all on 3 GB data. 5 years later, we have a unlimited fiber. Unlimited fiber. High speed internet. Are we happy from that? Ask the question yourself. Why are we not happy? We got everything, internet in our hand. Why we not happy? Because now our ambitious is becoming so powerful. Now I need more than this. But from where are you going to get? Now I'm getting 50 Mbps speed. Now I need 100 Mbps speed. Down 100 Mbps speed fiber in my house. If I got 100 Mbps, is not enough. I need a 200 Mbps fiber in my house. Why? When you used to survive in a 3 GB data whole month, don't even know how much speed you used to get that time. But today you're talking about 200 Mbps speed, high speed fiber I need it. And that is why, because you're not getting 200 Mbps speed, you are not happy with it. Hooray. That's why you can measure your life. Everything in anything is related to that. I just gave a simple example, a practical example in our life. But anything and everything you measure, you will see that by maximum demand in our life is unnecessary. Maximum demand in our life is unnecessary. But because of our ambitions is so high, because if our expectation is so high, we are not happy. I will not use word called the greed, because greed is not a word which is supposed to be used, but that is playing a little bit part as well. There was a days where people used to travel into the public transport. In these days, every household got one car. But we're not happy. We're not happy. There was a days in the family where the 10 members used to survive, under the one roof, and 2 people used to earn and 8 people used to live under the one roof. Today, 3 people living under the one roof. Out of the 3, 2 people are earning, one with small child or teenager, but they all 3 is not happy. What is change? The change is expectations, ambitious, and adhikar. This is fight of the adhikar. I am earning, so I have a right. Remember one thing in the life, money is not everything. Yes, money is something, but it's not everything. We cannot take a false pride, what you earn, based on that. You are lucky that you have a job and you are earning, but you cannot disrespect anybody else because you are earning. તમે કોઈને અપમાન કરવાની તમારામાં કોઈ અધિકાર નથી, કેમ કે તમે પૈસા કમાવો છો એવું. કોઈ અધિકાર નથી તમારો. પણ આપણે એવો અધિકાર લઈને બેસી ગયા છે કે હું પૈસા કમાઉં છું એટલા માટે મારે બધાનો અપમાન કરવાનો મારી પાસે અધિકાર છે. એ માન્યતા ખોટી છે તમારી. That belief is wrong. And that's why the king, Ravan, has destroyed himself and his entire kingdom because he was believing that mentality. Bhagwan Sri Krishna is teaching these kind of the things. Or Duryodhana was believing that I have a wealth, I have a right to insult anybody and everybody and anybody, including his own father and mother. And that led towards the destructions and destroyed of the entire kingdom under his high ambitious kind of the personality. That's why we don't remember them. We don't want to talk about them. None of them. As much as good quality they had it. There's no doubt on it. It's not that they was 100% wrong. They had so many good qualities as well. But those all good qualities has been hidden under this kind of the thing, mentality. And that is exactly happening in our life. We may have hundreds of the good quality, but because of that bad things. Money power, position powers, status power, knowledge power, that entrance of the power into the brain disturb the neurologically balance and leads you towards the bad behavior, ugly behavior, negative behavior. That's why Bhagwan Sri Krishna warned us. Do not allow that power to enter in your brain. Otherwise, you're asking yourself destruction, diversion, and self-division. And you will be solely responsible for that, nobody else. Bhagwan Sri Krishna is like that. He teaches us that essence and that value of the life. Next week, Monday, we will be continue about this Bhagavad Gita, understanding about the essence, cosmicness, and power of the Bhagavad Gita. Dear devotees, what exactly happening with this current circumstances in South Africa, which is the load shedding schedules, it has impacted lots on our Mandir live broadcasting in last couple of weeks and months. And I believe there should be some consistency. So in the next a month, I am in process to resolve this inconsistency of the live broadcasting, particularly in the two areas, Bhagavad Gita and my weekly astrological talk Friday. In these two areas, I'm working on it. Okay, how to keep that consistency. And so then you can constantly learn about the Bhagavad Gita and then many other things. So in next few weeks, I'm not sure what will be the next Monday will be. If it is a load shedding, then I have to think about it, because last week it was the same story with a load shedding and I could not manage to go live. So I will try, but I'm working on some consistent and concrete planning where it doesn't disturb the live broadcasting and also in person as well. So just I will request, give me a couple of few weeks, and then you will see that change into the entire broadcasting systems. But definitely it will be, the day will not change, day will remain same. But only the few things technical things might change. But that I'm working on it, and once I reach that final planning up, then I will share with you. So do not think because I'm not coming live, I'm becoming inconsistent. But only thing is the circumstances which is I have to work around it. But very soon we will reach to some kind of the solution from this current scenario. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatakkleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Dear devotees, we will do the Aarti now. सांझ पड़े दिन यात में चकवाच चकवीरो चलो वहाँ क्या जय सांझ पड़े मत रोय गौरी पूछे गोरिया कौन भले रो देश संपत होय तो घर भरा नहीं तो भलो परदेश तिमिर गयूं रवि देखता कुबुद्धि गई गुरु ज्ञान संपत गई अति लोभ से भक्ति गई अभिमान अभिमानी कुंजर भयो लियो अपने सिर भार ताके जमरा कूट से જેમ લોઢું ગળેલું હાર. શ્રી રાધે કૃષ્ણ ભગવાન કી જય. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા પ્રભુ જય કાના કાળા. મીઠી મોરલી વાળા, મીઠી મોરલી વાળા, ગોપીના પ્યારા. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા. કામણ ગારા કાન કામણ બહુ કીધા, કામણ બહુ કીધા. માખણ ચોરી મોહન, માખણ ચોરી મોહન, ચિત ચોરી લીધા. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા. નંદ જશોદા ઘેર વૈકુંઠયુતાર્યું, પ્રભુ વૈકુંઠયુતાર્યું. કાલિયા મર્દન કીધું, કાલી મર્દન કીધું, ગાયોને ચારી. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા. ગુણતણા તુજ પાર કે મેં નહીં આવે, પ્રભુ કે મેં નહીં આવે. નેતિ વેદ પુકારે, નેતિ વેદ પુકારે, પુનિત શૃંગાર. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા. પ્રભુ જય કાના કાળા. મીઠી મોરલી વાળા, મીઠી મોરલી વાળા, ગોપીના પ્યારા. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા. ઓમ જય કાના કાળા. કપૂર ગૌરમ કરુણાવતારમ સંસારસારમ ભુજગેન્દ્રહારમ સદા વસંતમ હૃદયારવિંદ્રે ભવમ ભવાની સહિતમ નમામિ. મંગલમ ભગવાન વિષ્ણુ મંગલમ ગરુડધ્વજ મંગલમ પુંડરીકાક્ષ મંગલાય તનો હરિ. સર્વમંગલમંગલ્યે શિવે સર્વાર્થસાધિકે શરણ્યે ત્રંબકે ગૌરી નારાયણી નમોસ્તુતે. નારાયણી નમોસ્તુતે. નારાયણી નમોસ્તુતે. શ્રી રાધે કૃષ્ણ ભગવાન કી જય. જલેન શુદ્ધીકરણમ કુર્યાતો દેવતાનામ અભિવંદનમ. સ્થાપિત દેવતાભ્યો નમઃ. નિરાંજનમ સમર્પયામિ, નિરાંજનમ સમર્પયામિ, નિરાંજનમ સમર્પયામિ, નિરાંજનમ સમર્પયામિ, નિરાંજનમ સમર્પયામિ, નિરાંજનમ સમર્પયામિ. આરાર્ધિક્યમ સમર્પયામિ. યશ આરોગ્ય પ્રાપ્તિ અર્થે સ્વાત્માનામ અભિવંદનમ. પાત્રાદ વૈઃ હસ્તમ પ્રક્ષાલ્ય. શ્રી રામચંદ્ર કૃપાળુ ભજવન હરન ભવ ભય દારુણમ. નવકંજલોચન કંજમુખકર કંજપદ કંજારુણમ. કંદર્પય ગણિતયમિત છબિનવ નીલ નીરજ સુંદરમ. પટપીતમાનૌ તડિત રુચિ શુચિ નૌમિ જનક સુતાવરમ. શિરમુકુટ કુંડલ તિલક ચારુ ઉદાર અંગ વિભૂષણમ. આજાનુભુજ સર ચાપધરુ સંગ્રામજિત ખરદૂષણમ. દીનબંધુ દિને સદાનવ દૈત્ય વંશ નિકંદનમ. રઘુનંદયાનંદ કંદ કૌશલ્ય ચંદ્ર દશરથ નંદનમ. ઇતિ વદિત તુલસીદાસ શંકર શેષ મુનિ મનરંજનમ. મમ હૃદય કુંજ નિવાસ કુરુ કામાદિખલદલ રંજન. સિયાવર રામચંદ્ર ભગવાન કી જય. રાધે કૃષ્ણ ભગવાન કી જય. ગણપતિ મહારાજ કી જય. વિઘ્નેશ્વરાય વરદાય સુરપ્રિયાય લંબોદરાય સકલાય જગદ્વિતાય
नागाननाय श्रुतियज्ञविभूषिताय गौरीसुताय गणनाथ नमो नमस्ते। गणपति महाराज की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। श्मशानेष्वा क्रीडा स्मरहर पिशाचा सहचरा चिताभस्मालेपं सृगपिनुकरोटी परिकरम् अमङ्गल्यं शीलं तव भवतु नामेवमखिलं तथापि स्मर्त्रो न वरद परमं मंगलमसि। उमापति महादेव की जय। राधे कृष्ण भगवान की जय। कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय। बालकृष्ण भगवान की जय। शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिविद्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। आकाशात् पतितं योऽयं यथा गच्छति सागरं सर्वदेवो नमस्कारं केशवं प्रति गच्छति। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्महं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। त्वमेव माताश्च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेवं। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरं गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। असुरगिरिसमं शातकज्जलं सिन्धुपात्रे सुरतरुवर्षाखा लेखनी पत्रमुरवे लिखते गृहीत्वां शारदा सर्वकालं तदति तव गुणानां ईशपारं न याति। राधे कृष्ण भगवान की जय। जय 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 जगदम्बे आद्यशक्ति भवानी माम्बे मात की जय। नमो देव्यै महादेव्यै शिवायै सततं नमः। नमः प्रकृत्यै भद्रायै नियतां प्रणताः स्मतां विद्युद्दाम समप्रभां मृगपतिं स्कन्धस्थितां भीषणां कन्याभिकरवालखेटविलसहस्ताभिरासेवितां हस्तैश्चक्रधरालिखेटविशिखां चापं गुणां तर्जनीं बिभ्राणां मण्डलात्मिकां शशिधरां दुर्गां त्रिनेत्रां भजे दुर्गां त्रिनेत्रां भजे दुर्गां त्रिनेत्रां भजे। अम्बे मात की जय। आशापुरी मात की जय। महालक्ष्मी मात की जय। ओम राधे कृष्ण भगवान की जय। कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय। बालकृष्ण भगवान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। गणपति महाराज की जय। ओम नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव हर। चित्रकूट के घाट पर भई संतन की भीड़ तुलसीदास चंदन गसे तिलक करे रघुवीर सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। रघुवीर रामचंद्र की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। रमापति रामचंद्र की जय। वृंदावन कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। बोल रे भाई सब संतन की जय। प्रसादी ध्यान की जय। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरे परमात्मने प्रणतः क्लेशनाशाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। श्री राधे कृष्णाय नमः, श्री राधे कृष्णाय नमः, श्री राधे कृष्णाय नमः। गजानन गणपति महाराज की जय। कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय। बाल कृष्ण भगवान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। ओम नमः शिवाय। 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 पोढ़ो पोढ़ो कृष्ण कमल दड़ लोचन मारा प्रभुजी ने निंद्रा आवे जीरे। सोनानो ढोलियो ने हिरनी रे पाटी साकड़ चार सोनानी जीरे। मशरू तड़ाए हूँ तो हीरे जड़ाऊँ मारा वाला निसेज बिछाऊँ जीरे। गालम सूर्य मारा वाला जी ने प्रेमे पास उपासे जीरे। कृष्ण जी पोढ़े ने राधा सुवड़ावे जशोमती पवन ढोड़ावे जीरे। सूरदास प्रभु अमर मिलन को प्रभु जी ने निंद्रायावे जीरे। नमस्ते हमारा अहो प्राणदाता, नमस्ते हमारा पिता माता भ्राता। नमस्ते महादेव जोड़ित विहस्ते, नमस्ते प्रभु जी नमस्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते। स्थापित देवता प्रार्थना पूर्वक नमस्कार समर्पयामि। स्थापित देवताभ्यं सुखिन शयनं कुर्यात्, सुखिन शयनं कुर्यात्, सुखिन शयनं कुर्यात्। जय श्री कृष्ण।